high-profile extradition trial involving the highest echelons of our country's politics begins today in the Royal Courts of Justice. Orestes, accused of assassinating the prominent politician Clytemnestra, is seeking asylum on human rights grounds, claiming he fears torture and unfair representation if put to trial in his home country. The courts will today decide whether he will stay and receive judgment under our law or be extradited to face trial across the sea. Order in the court. I have selected a jury from among the wisest citizens of this city. They shall swear to make just judgments and to uncover the truth of this case. Jury, it will be your decision whether Orestes shall be taken home to face trial for his alleged crimes, or whether he shall remain here to face justice under our laws. You may be seated. The court is now in session.
We ask for justice, Your Honour. This man, no suppliant, but guilty of seeing true justice done. He is weary of running. He who has been hounded by these vicious men. He who seeks refuge in our city from a fate far worse than death.
I hear your plea. Who is it that comes to this court claiming the authority to remove this man? Let the prosecution state the crimes that Orestes is accused of, and your plans for him should he be allowed to return.
We are the unyielding arm of justice.
We bring justice to a murdered mother.
Only we are willing to carry out justice, no matter how bloody.
What justice is this? And what punishment do you speak of?
Only where he can never know any joy again.
This man has been exiled from his country and hounded by you across the globe. Where shall his run end?
Never. He murdered his mother.
Here are two sides and only half the argument. Orestes, defend yourself, if it was justice that made you come to this court.
Your Honour, Lord Agamemnon, my father, he was a good and noble man, but he died without honour, and it was my cruel mother who committed the crime. She and her lover Aegistheus, they usurped him of his power and reduced a once powerful nation to one of poverty and political corruption. For love and honour of my father, I returned and killed the woman who tore apart my nation and family.
Did you murder your mother or not?
Yes, I did.
How did you kill her? You must tell this court.
I stabbed her through the heart.
What possessed you to break the bond between mother and son?
You say it was I who broke the bond, but it was she. She is twice guilty for killing my father and her husband.
Of this sin death will set her free, but you still live. Murderer of the mother who nursed you, who cradled you, who gave you life. She brought you into the world, a snake who brought her death.
Apollo, help me.
2 minutes, please, Your Honour.
You have 2 minutes to confer. We will adjourn until further notice.
My actions were just, and my reasons were noble. I don't know how to defend myself against this onslaught. Teach me how to defend myself. Show me what I must do.
This is justice. Recognise now how great its strength. He had come home from campaigning. He who had done well in the eyes of a fair judge. She lay in wait for him. It was at the edge of his great bath, where she hooded a robe on him, and in the complex toils tangled her man and chopped him down. And Furies, what designs do you have for him? You, who are so famed for being a nation full of violence. You, who have a merciless stance on crime. Will you exceed the parameters of your punishment? What has changed?
As enforcers of the law, we are always just and merciful to the innocent. But those who have done wrong will have hell to pay. When Orestes is found guilty, we will take him and take his power. Blood will be repaid with blood.
Have the prosecution and the defence finished? The moment has come for the jury to consult and cast their vote. Remember the laws of this city and the laws of nature, and use them to come to a fair decision. This case is without precedent in this city's history, and will set an example for future cases. With this in mind, protect this court from future anarchy. Make sure that the punishment reflects the crime, and that punishment is always feared. It is in your hands. Will Orestes be tried for his crime in this city, or will he be taken by these men to face trial and punishment in his own? The jury is divided equally. You summon me to this court because of your trust in my wisdom. Considering the unprecedented circumstances of this case, I will cast the deciding vote. Personally, I always lean towards mercy and encourage reconciliation rather than the continuance of blood feuds. Therefore, Orestes will stay here in this city to face trial. I declare this trial closed. May it stand as an example for future cases to come.
So Furies, how do you feel about the verdict given today?
It's ridiculous.
We're furious. His poor, poor mother murdered and there's been no punishment for it.
It's clear justice hasn't been done. So Orestes, how do you feel with the outcome of the trial?
I feel really relieved. Justice to those people is just evil. I'd like to take this chance to thank my defence lawyer Apollo for doing a brilliant job.
Apollo, did the case go as expected?
Not as expected. It was always going to be a difficult case, but I think we saw today that justice won out in the end. Thank you.